So I don't even know. I imagine he might be copper. Come on. There we go. I'm not complaining that it's hard to cut. That means it's copper. Right? My chin itches. I hate being clean shaven. Anything lightly touches it makes you itchy. There we go. Isn't that a pretty sight? Yes. So now the ones we cut earlier, I'm pulling them over. They're the Christmas colors. Wow, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? Pretty nice copper. Gotta like it. And we went into overtime. I don't like that when that happens. So part 2. Well, we might as well finish cutting it all up. Right? May as well. Went into overtime. Put a warning bell on my camera. So it lets me know when I jump into a longer video than half an hour. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but I'm not succeeding very well. You know what I want for Christmas? Someone to teach me how to edit. You know, come over to my house and literally show me how to do it on my computer. That way I can learn. You can tell me till you're blue in the face. Unless I don't see it, I have trouble. Yeah. I'm hoping you're seeing this, you know. Hopefully the camera don't fall over. Trying to give you a bird's eye view of this lovely redhead that showed up to our party. Her name is Red Riding Hood. This stuff is hard to cut. You can hear it as it snaps. No, it's not winning the fight. Not all of it. I eventually win. I'm just making sure I got through all the strands. That's all. It looks like it's a very pretty sight. So now the plan is to pull it out the back side. We gotta pull it out the back side. How's that for a view? Excuse me for a sec while I blow my snaz. It's starting to warm up in here, and that's when my nose likes to run for a minute or two. Sun is shining outside, stove's going in the garage. 10 to 3 in the afternoon. Friday, November 15th. It's almost 60 degrees over here. I like it. Now we gotta see if we can get this guy out of here. I know he's too small of a screwdriver, but should actually cut all the threads maybe. What do you think? Okay. Cut them all. So yeah, the guy I brought my truck to, he's a specialist at transmissions, differentials, and PTOs and transfer cases, which is what he's working on mine, the transfer case. Transfers 2 wheels into 4 wheel. Right? Everybody knows something about that, right? Need a bigger screwdriver. Another broken one that I've reconditioned. Unless you literally break the shaft right off or to bust the handle off, I repurpose all my screwdrivers. That's the varnish you hear cracking. There's so much on here. This one's going to be difficult to get out. I can tell you that now already. The easy part will be the little Christmas stuff. The ones that got the Christmas color on them. Okay, where are you? Bigger pry bar. And that's part of it. Ah, because I didn't cut the strings. So much varnish on there. Right? Come on. It's hard to cut them. This one I'll probably end up breaking. It's too small to be doing this kind of work. Okay, where are you? Side cutters? No, I'm not cutting it. I just use them sometimes to help pull out. See, like that. That's nice. Oh, I'm losing pieces. Usually I don't pick them up when they're on the floor, but I haven't done anything else. So, see how it's green and Christmas color? Okay. I gotta get everything out of here. I don't need any of this mixing in with it. Come on. I'm going to take all the copper out and lay it right there, and we'll look at it once it's completely out. You see I got more strings to cut. Where did I put you? Way over there. Use the little guy to pop these up. Like I said, there's a lot of varnish on this one. It just keeps them from corroding, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think copper inside of a motor would corrode that much, did you? See, now if I stick this in the wood stove, they classify it as burnt copper. And some places say they refuse to buy it from you. Well, I tell them that they're full of crap, because I deal with companies that rebuild electric motors for a living, and I don't mean these dinky little things, the great big ones, the 3, 4, or 1,000 horsepower motors. How do you think they get the varnish off? They don't burn it like I would in a wood stove. They actually cook it in a big oven. Same idea, same principle. The wire still comes out cooked. The wire is not used for anything else after that. Here's the other Christmas one. We have the Christmas colors out right now. Now we just got to go for the rest. And they'll be done one hole at a time because it's too thick to try them all at once. So, normally I don't do this right away, but since I have an audience, why not? And we're happy. It was a copper motor, not aluminum, which is also a bonus. But then I put my video into overtime, which is not a bonus. Unless you guys don't mind that. We'll see. Huh. Okay. That's a first. You normally don't come out that easy. Normally I have to really fight. And that's coming out pretty nice, I think. I'm liking this. Why can't all you guys do that? Have to send out the memo to the other motors. Come out easy for this guy. Make his life easier. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Maybe we can see what we're dealing with, right? I get all the ropes untied or cut. My wife's in there crocheting. She had the day off today. It's kind of nice when you can just sit around and relax. It's her weekend. The bummer part is she has to work the weekend. I said, that's not a fair trade, I don't think. Alrighty, let's get him out of there. Boom. Oh, contact with you guys. Until you cross over, I guess. Oop. Now I don't have a proper scale to weigh all this, so we ain't gonna know exactly how much came out of here. I'll be lucky if it's a couple pounds. Voila. One motor empty. It's pretty heavy. About 4.5 pounds, just this. I don't have a proper scale to weigh this copper. So we can try this scale. No guarantee. Come on. There's a little dial thingy on here. Oops, wrong way. Where are you? There you are. Okay. He is zeroed out. See, I can't do it with this scale. I'm going to give it to you upside down. What do you read? Here, we'll try it this way. What are you reading? Maybe a pound? Didn't mean to stand you on your head. What do you think? Maybe a pound? See, I can't use a bathroom scale for this. It just doesn't work right. But anyways, beautiful copper. In the bucket we go. The bucket's pretty well 5 gallons full. Well, we left a strand behind. Leave no hair be untraced. So, that'd be that. The scale gives us an idea, right? So I'm saying maybe a pound. Why not? I'll go with that. What did we say the block was? About 4 pounds, so it was a total of 5 pounds. Not too bad, I guess. Yeah, I'm putting some tools away because I don't need them for what I'm about to do next. It's just going to make a lot of noise. I have a blade on this Sawzall. Oop. There's a piece of brass by the looks of it. Can't throw brass away. Boom. Department scrapper was wondering about the different types of brass. Well, apartment scrapper. I have 3 types here. I have what they call tap brass. One yard will give it to me as tap brass. Another yard will give it to me as clean brass. Like regular brass. These 2 buckets, as you can recognize most of it, you've been taking them apart, those light fixtures. I haven't come across the ones that you had. Those are pretty thick. But, and then out of a vacuum cleaner, that's what the power cord runs on. Pull cords from ceiling fans, and then you should all recognize these things. These are the brushes out of electric motors. It's just the housing. Also, these guys are part of these guys. So I'll lay them here so you can see it better. That's the pull cord and the little part on the ceiling fan. Brush from electric motor. There's usually 2 of these from a vacuum cleaner. That's the ones that are the pull cords. Actually, yeah, the pull cords. The regular ones you hook up to the motor. These things here, your microwave ovens. These things here, sometimes they hold the element for a dishwasher. This is on the outside where the wires plug in. A lot of times that is on there. And you know, I put a couple of these in here. Plug brass. I usually keep them separate. I got a couple of them in here. But I will not take this bucket in until I've gone through it again. But that's all the smaller stuff. That's why that's all in here. This actually I think is copper, not brass. But it's not a big deal because it's number 2 anyways. But anyways, I'll go through this whole bucket again. Here's the heavier brass. Yeah. You can see it's heavier. A lot of these are the little trinkets off of dishwashers. That's where the inlet water connects to. This is what you'll see when you open a dishwasher or flip a dishwasher upside down. Now that little piece of brass has an electric motor attached to them, but you have to take all those 4 screws out, and then he pops out the underside. So you can't take it apart with this on because you still keep that. But anyways, that's the connecting. That's what I mean. Like Canadian treasure hunter. This is what I meant by you left a piece of brass trinket behind. I know we figured it out. You found it later. But that's what I was getting at. I wasn't giving you shit or anything. That's a brass piece of plate. Like a serving tray. So, plug brass. Why you don't see any. I'll show you why. So I haven't touched them yet. That pail and the pail under him is full of plug brass. Now, apartment scrapper. That was another thing. You twist these off. I'm just curious. Instead of trying to pull the copper out, why don't you leave the plug attached to the hydro cord and just twist the brass off. That way you can leave the end on it and still get it all in as your insulated copper wire. Adds a couple ounces, right? And they can't say, oh, we can't take it. Yes, you can, because it's got the insulated copper wire still in it. Like, see, I cut them off a lot shorter. See that? I cut them off right near the plug end. I don't cut them off back here. I cut them off deeper in, because that's why you'll see my plugs look goofy. Except these guys. But see how much I cut off? I didn't leave lots behind. I do that with majority of them. These you can't, because the prongs are actually in fairly deep. But just an idea, instead of you cutting the plug right off, you know, here, instead of cutting the plug off, just twist the brass off. That way the rest of it is still considered insulated copper. You know, and then you're not throwing copper in the garbage. I know that sounded pretty bad, but whatever. Well, I'm going to work on these guys. I have to cut them. I hope the noise doesn't bother you too much. If it does, turn your volume down. I use a sawzall on these. Yeah, those are just drill bits. Nothing to be alarmed about or anything. They're just sitting there. I don't know what I'm gonna put them. So like I said, see the hole? Totally opposite side is where they're attached. So we're gonna cut them off. Usually, you can see the holes. Usually you go past the hole and it's not attached anymore. That's generally my safety zone when I'm cutting them, so I don't have to check all the time with a magnet. I didn't go far enough with that one. That's what I did. Okay, I did. The little bits of steel are still inside. See? Boom. Now I put it in with my irony aluminum. So I still don't throw it out. I need a different saw blade, so I can't do the rest. I have more blades. So then they look goofy. See, now you gotta bend them a little bit, but that's what they do. They stick two pins in there and they press them together. So now it's clean extruded aluminum. Extruded aluminum is what pays the most around here. For aluminum, it's got to be extruded. Okay, where's your hole? There's your hole. Opposite end. Boom. I don't know if I got any new saw blades in here. Normally I stick them to the magnet. I need a new one. This blade is toast. As you can see, his teeth are pretty well done. Means I gotta go in the house. But anyways, you get the gist of it, right? I don't like using a grinder on them because then you fill the grinder wheel with grinder dust. And that usually messes them up right away too. So I apologize for going into part 2. But that's what I'm doing. Sun is shining. Where are you? I don't see him. He's out there. Oh yeah. My solar panels are being charged nicely. There's Mr. Sun. Melting the snow. Look, you can start seeing my stuff. Yeah, I procrastinated. I didn't put a tarp on it. I should have. Then I would have gave an unveiling party. Ten after 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to run in the house and grab another blade. Like, subscribe, and share. Or not. Have a nice day. I'll maybe see you tomorrow.